What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, guys, we're going to be back on Rusty the Super Cab truck. We're going to be finishing up what we left off on last video on the truck. So guys, come over here with me and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so in the last video, as you guys may remember if you watched it, we put in our rear 4-pan back here and we made all of this stuff here to go around the back there. And if I told you guys in last video what we would be doing next, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be cutting the back of the cab off. So I'll show you here from the outside. So we're going to be cutting about right here, cutting all this off, getting all this bad here out. We're going to be fixing this dent here in the back of the cab. As you guys can see, it's got a big dent there. And then we're also going to be doing what we did on the passenger side to the driver's side rear door here. So all of this rust down in through there is all going to be getting fixed like we did over there. And then we've also got to fix this part of the 4-pan here. So this is just a cutout, cut on the lines. I know there's more bad, so we're gonna have to cut up into here, add pieces here, and then of course this big piece right here, guys. So if you guys stick around, we'll be fixing all this here today, guys. So we're fixing to get to doing that. All right, so to start things off today, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm just gonna take a cutting wheel and I'm going to draw a line down this seam here, all the way down, just like I did on the other side over there. Just take a cutting wheel and cut all of this here off, guys. Okay guys, so now I've got it all cut out here. I tried to film me cutting it, but I couldn't place the camera right to not throw sparks at it all over it, so I didn't really want to toast my camera. So sorry guys, I don't have very much video from me cutting it out, but now since I've got it all cut out here, I got it a little bit of exposed inner rocker there. It's not going to get covered up. Well, it will get covered up. So what we're going to do with that there to keep it from rusting further is I'm going to hit it with some Krylon Tough Coat real quick, guys. And then after that there, I'm going to work on making this piece right here. I've also got a little bit left of a lip right here that I'm gonna have to beat down with a hammer just to make it flat there. So yeah guys, that's what's gonna be going on next. We're gonna keep on keeping on. Okay, so we got that down in there painted. That's just a rust preventative paint. So hopefully it works. So now what's next is I'm just going to measure from here all the way back to here. And we'll cut out a rectangle piece of metal. And then once I get it in here, I can kind of figure out what kind of angle I need to go around this here. I'm not going to try to cut that with the initial cut there, but got to go ahead and measure. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to measure from the wall to there, which is about 2 1/8 inch there, from the wall to the middle, which is about the same. So we're gonna go 2 1/8, and from the end to the end, I'm just gonna say about 20 inches. So we're gonna cut a piece of metal 2 1/8 wide, about 20 inches long there. And then we're gonna fit it down in here. Once I get it in here, like I said, I'll try to cut the angle out and then get that there tack welded in. Okay guys, so now I've got my flat piece of metal here cut out. I went 2 1/4 wide because I forgot it was gonna be at an angle. So I just added just a little bit of length there to it. So now I gotta try to figure out this angle here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to put this piece of metal right here. I'm gonna get my tape measure, and I'm just using it as like a straight edge here. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna scoot you over. So I'm just gonna come here and put it to the edge of my edge right there. And we'll come down here I'm gonna make me a line here. Right there. Okay. Get this here out of the way. And I'm gonna come right here. And I'm gonna measure how far that is to there, which is about 1/2 inch there. Then I'm gonna take my piece of metal again, right here. And then I'm going to come here to the very edge here. I'm going to measure up 1/2 inch from the edge. If it'll cooperate, there we go. We'll measure up 1/2 inch here. And then I'm going to put a dot right there. Okay. Then get my yardstick here, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it on the edge of this dot there, to the edge of this dot there, leaving it just a little bit big. I'm going to come and I'm going to draw my line. So now I'm going to go out there and I'm going to cut the line big. So I'm going to cut on this side of the line here, that way we don't mess nothing up, because I always can take more off, but you can't put it back on. So I'm going to go outside here and I'm going to cut this triangle here off. Then we're going to fit it back up and see if it fits. Okay guys, I made the cut there, and as you guys can hopefully see, we're still hitting here on the bottom and here on the top. So what I've done is I've just marked the spots where we're hitting there, and I'm just going to take the grinder back outside again and cut off between the two lines there that I've made, and then we'll come back and see if it fits then. So after cutting a few more times there, I have got our piece of metal here ready to tack in. I just got to grind off the paint on the door there, and then we'll be ready to weld in. Okay guys, there we go. Got that bottom piece right there put in now. So now we'll get to move up to right here and start forming our metal for back here, around the back here of the hump here. So this right here was the hardest part on the last side. So hopefully I learned enough from over there to make this side not as bad. But that's what we're fixing to start doing right now. Okay guys, so how I'm going to do this, since this, I want all of this one big piece, like how I did over here. And it's got a lot of weird angles and stuff, I know guys. So how I'm gonna do that there is like in any of my videos, we're gonna use the blue construction paper. So I'm just gonna kind of halfway put this up here, get it halfway cut out, and then I'm gonna trace out where I need this to go and what my piece of metal needs to look like. And then I'll transfer it from the piece of paper, draw it onto the metal, cut it out, and then we'll finish trimming in here, because there's always a little bit of trimming left to do. Not a ton, but a little bit. So guys, that right there is how I'm going to be doing this. So you guys should try that at home if you're fabricating anything. It makes stuff really, really easy. So yeah, that's just my little piece of advice to you guys. Alright guys, so right here, we've got our paper template here. So now we're ready to take this here and take it outside, lay it down on our sheet of metal, and draw it out. Okay, so now we've got our piece here cut out here. We're going to put it up here where it needs to go. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Right there, you guys can see it fits really, really, really good there. So now we're going to tack it in there, and then keep on moving on to up here. Alright, here we go. We got this piece here put in. So now that's 2 out of our 4 pieces of getting this around through here done. So now guys, all we got left is the piece across the back there, and then I'm gonna make a little piece for right here to fill up this gap right there. And then after that there, this over here will be done. Alright guys, so now we've got this entire back of the cab here done. So that right there has got us wrapped up here on this side here, besides this one little piece right here that I gotta do later on. We'll worry about that later. So now, the next thing we got to do and worry about is we got to worry about fixing this dent right here. And then we're going to be cutting the whole entire back of the cab off to get rid of all this rust we have in there, guys. And then once I figure out how I'm gonna do that, I'll come back to you guys and show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, so actually I've changed my mind on the back of the cab. We're gonna hold up on it for just a second, so that way we can go ahead and make this piece of the 4-pan here, because this right here keeps eating my shoe. And I don't like that, because it's gonna end up ruining my boots. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the piece to go here really quick before we go ahead and do that there. So guys, there's what I'm fixing to get to doing. Okay, so how I did this piece right here is, I just took my piece of construction paper here, and I taped it down here, and I went underneath the truck, and I traced out the lines, what I need to cut here. They look very beautiful on here. But yeah, guys, so that's how I did that there. Now I'm gonna cut it out really quick, and then I'll come back to you guys. All right, so I just got finished here with this piece right here. It wound up being more pieces than I would have liked, but it's okay. I accidentally made this wrong, so I had to make this out of 2 pieces. So this is actually, 1 and 2 pieces here, but it's okay. It looks good now. So now, guys, like what we were gonna do before, I decided to fix this here first. We're gonna be cutting the back of the cab off and fixing that. Okay, guys, so I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna get the dent out of the back of the cab. I've been waiting for Dad to get done on his truck, because we've been filming a video on it too. So we're kind of hopping back and forth between trucks trying to film some stuff. But while I was waiting on him off camera real quick, I went ahead and I finished up this door post here. And then I went ahead and I fixed my kick panel up front here. So now that way when we get that spot back there done, that's it. That's all we have left to do for the floor pan, guys. So after we get that there done, the entire floor and the entire truck will be done, and that's gonna feel amazing, guys, because I've been working on this for so long and it feels like no progress, whatever, but now we've almost got something done and it feels amazing. So we got that there left, guys, and then we're gonna be rocking on to something different. All right, guys, so we're back. It is, I guess, a day later than where I filmed last time. So what we're gonna do here on the back of the cab here first is I gotta get this dent out of the back of the cab here. Looks like something's hit it once upon a time there. So I want the dent gone, so that way whenever I try to put my new piece of metal in there, I got a good straight surface to weld to. So what we're gonna do is we've got this super high-tech wood over here, right there. Super high tech. So we're gonna use the 2x4 here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay the 2x4 across the back of the cab here. And then I've got a body hammer kit. We're just gonna take a flat body hammer. It's like this guy right here. Looks like a good one. And then we're just gonna take and hit the cab from the inside. We're just gonna beat it out. So hopefully that works. When we get the cab all good and smooth, guys, I'll come back to you. All right, so with my body hammers and a little bit of wood, we got the dents out of the back of the cab, and now she is, I mean, straight. So now we have got a good surface up here to get this here to line up with. So my plan is, for right now, is, so for like from the inside of the cab here, I mean, she's pretty rusted from end all the way to end. So my plan is to come down from this seam here, I mean just a little bit here, maybe go into the half here or something. I'll figure out where I want it later on, but just come down so far here and go from this seam here all the way to the other seam and just cut the whole back of the cab here off. And that way, that'll get all of the rust in here fixed. And I know a lot of this isn't rusted through, but it doesn't like a whole lot. And then, like you got like that spot right there where you can see outside. So that's my plan. So I'm probably gonna, like I said, probably come about halfway down here on this. You got this bulge here. So we'll come about halfway down to here. Just, just make a straight line cut all the way down there, and then I may take the bead roller and put some edges here on here, so that way it looks nice and like it's factory there, guys. So as of right now, that's the plan of action. It probably will change whenever it starts happening. It's just how stuff goes. But for right now, like I said, that's my plan, guys. So I'm gonna get to cutting. All right, so we're back here, out here on the Super Cab truck again. Got the back of the cab cut off right there. The underneath is a little worse than what I thought it was gonna be, guys. So now, like I said, I'm sure the plan would change. So what I'm gonna have to do now is I'm getting inside the truck here. And you guys can see this is all a rust here that this was holding. But I am going to come from this seam right here. I'm gonna make a cut here, you know, across straight back here, cut over all the way to the other side, cut over, and get this piece here out. We'll be putting this piece back new because it is fixing to start rusting through here in the center. And then after we get that there cut out, guys, we're gonna be probably having to fix underneath of that, but I'm not for sure just yet, so I'll come back after I get that cut out. Okay guys, so now I got the next day, and I got the back of the cab cut off the other night. I don't know if I showed that or not, but our underneath here is bad, and which is like real bad here. So I'm gonna have to cut this off and make this back new as well, guys. But I want to show you guys, we got a new toy here in the shop. We got a plasma cutter. So we're gonna be using the plasma cutter to cut that off, guys. So that's what we're fixing to get to doing now. Okay guys, we're out here in the garage working, and it's raining outside, and we come outside because it got really sunny, and we've got a super awesome rainbow. It's actually a double rainbow. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not, but there's actually, the double is almost gone now, but earlier it was really, really bright. But that is a super cool and big rainbow. All right guys, so we got it all cut out here across the back of the cab there. So the plan of attack here for the back of the cab is make this piece here. So just make it just like how it was, come over and then down with it all the way across the back here. May have to make it out of two pieces, and then we're gonna make the back of the cab come back down flat here, and then with a floor pan just take it and cake and make it butt up to the back of the floor pan. So if that doesn't make any sense to you guys, it's okay, because you'll be able to see how I do it here. So yeah, that's the plan of attack for right now. Okay guys, so right here we've got our piece of metal already cut and made for the back of the cab here. So this is going to be going in there, yeah, right there and there, wherever, all of that is going in there. This is our first out of 3 pieces here made, guys, so I'm going to get to tagging that in. Okay guys, so we got our piece here tacked into place there. Me and her also worked some more on the dent up here. It's looking a lot better. We'll be able to work this out a little bit more once we get this all fixed and the cab pulled back in, you know, and then welded back to this, guys. So the next thing is going to be making the back of the cab. Okay guys, so right here we got our piece of metal cut here for the back of the cab right there, guys. We're fixing to take it over there to the bead roller over there to roll a bead in it to get this hump here put back in it, so that way it looks factory when we get it done. Okay guys, now we've got our piece of metal here bead rolled here. So this right here is just going to give us our look of our factory edge here. It's not quite at this deep, but I don't have a die that's that deep there. So this is just going to be good enough, guys. You don't really see it because it'll be behind the bed anyways, but still like to make it look nice. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to be getting back out here and then cleaning the back of the cab up and getting this guy ready to weld in. Alright guys, so it is another new day out here again today. Out here on the Super Cab truck again. I went ahead, been working out here for a little while, went ahead, got the back strip here tacked in on the back of the cab, guys. Went ahead and fitted it up. Got it all welded in there now. Looking super good. We got a little bit of a dent still left in the back of the cab. I don't know if you guys can tell. They're not on camera there. But we do got a little bit of a dent left on the back of the cab. Won't be nothing, but it should be super easy to draw back out when we get ready for it, guys. The only thing I got left is I've got to make one more strip to go right here, you know, where the floor pan is supposed to go all the way across the back there, guys. But that's just boring for you guys to watch, I'm sure. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up because I got to do a ton of welding, and then I got to like I said, make that final piece there, guys. But I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video here on Rusty the Super Cab, guys. He's come a long way on the channel so far. He's still got a long ways to go, guys. So just stay tuned for more videos. We'll see y'all on the next one.